The new Biden $4 trillion stimulus package, $2,000 stimulus check update, plus President Trump's impeachment. What is going on, you guys? It's Ron here with your second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. I hope you guys are doing very well today on this Saturday. And guys, it is literally January 9th. I mean, the first week of the new year is officially done. And it already feels like a month has passed already, and we cap off the week with big news about the call for President Trump's impeachment, the new multi-trillion-dollar stimulus package that President-elect Biden and his team are currently cooking up. And finally, of course, the latest state to offer 6 months of rental assistance. Definitely stay tuned for all of this. You don't want to miss out on the latest and biggest happenings all from this week. But first, I want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. And for those who are brand new to the channel, my name is Ron. We cover all things personal finance, investing, how to generate multiple streams of income. And of course, we have stimulus check updates and stimulus package updates. And whoever said that it's supposed to be you working for your money only, right? You can always make your money work for you. I want you guys never to forget that. And if you haven't already, you should definitely subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content. And I'm super excited to share the all new Matter YouTube channel with you guys. They literally make videos on all sorts of crazy scenarios, many of which people have actually asked about in the past. And it's crazy how they just make videos about almost every single question you could ever think of. It's really cool. It's really entertaining. And the real cool thing about them is that they even let their subscribers submit their own video requests, and they're willing to make them. So I think it's super cool. You can literally say, hey, what would ever happen if, XYZ happened? You can literally throw your own scenarios out there and they just pick random people to make videos off of. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm gonna drop a link to their channel in the description down below. But for now, let's jump right into the content. And guys, when I told you that this was going to be a big week, I didn't expect it to be this big. I mean, I certainly wasn't expecting to be sharing, all of the violence that took place at the Capitol, and in fact, the heat that is definitely still on President Donald Trump right now in his last few days. I mean, the guy is leaving the office. There's a lot of heat going on right now on his way out, and he's definitely facing a growing call from all sides for whatever it means to get him out of there. Removal, resignation, and even impeachment. The top Democrats in Congress, you got House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, new title in case you didn't notice about Chuck Schumer, call for Vice President Mike Pence and the Trump cabinet to invoke the Constitution's 25th Amendment, which is when the vice president and the majority of the president's cabinet agree that the president is unfit for office and temporarily seize power from him. Guys, that is super crazy, isn't it? Now, President Trump could dispute their move with a letter to Congress, and then Pence and the cabinet would have 4 days to dispute him. And then after that, Congress would have a vote, and then a vote which would require, 2/3 supermajority, usually about 67 senators and 290 House members, to permanently remove him. Congress could also appoint its own body to review the president's fitness instead of the cabinet. Now, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, during her last meeting with Congress, introduced a new bill to create a congressional body for this purpose, but it was not signed into law. Chuck Schumer said what happened at the U.S. Capitol yesterday was an insurrection against the United States incited by the president. This president should not hold office one day longer. And Nancy Pelosi agreed by saying, Trump is a very dangerous person who should not continue in office. This is urgent and emergency of the highest magnitude. And right now, Vice President Pence hasn't responded to the call, so Democrats floated impeachment proceedings as an alternative. Other members of Congress echoed the call for President Trump to quit or be forced out, including Congressman Adam Kinzinger, an Illinois Republican and known Trump critic. There has also been resignations in his staff. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao, as well as Trump's special envoy to Northern Ireland, Mick Mulvaney, who had previously served as his chief of staff. Both stepped down because of the episode. Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Chad Wolf called on the president and all his elected officials to strongly condemn the violence that took place yesterday. But he said he wouldn't step down before the inauguration on January 20th. And other lawmakers joining the call for impeachment are Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski, who said, I want him to resign. I want him out. He has caused enough damage. If the Republican Party has become nothing more than the party of Trump, I sincerely question whether this is the party for me. And it was AOC who said, to my GOP colleagues, know that this president incited an insurrection against and incited his mob to find, harm, and possibly kill not just Democrats, but you too. 3 Democratic members of the House Judiciary Committee, David Cicilline, Ted Lieu, and Jamie Raskin, said Thursday that they were circulating articles of impeachment. The article said that Trump's effort to subvert the election and incite the mob on Wednesday has demonstrated that he will remain a threat to national security, democracy, and the Constitution if allowed to remain in the office. The articles would bar Trump from holding public office, ending any hope of him returning to the White House in the 2024 election. Guys, I don't know if I've ever seen such a, turn of events. I mean, literally it seems like, maybe not all, but a lot of the Republicans are actually completely turning against President Trump. And if you ask the public, the latest Reuters poll showed that 57% of Americans want President Trump to be immediately removed from office. The National Public Opinion Survey conducted Thursday and Friday also showed that 7 out of 10 people who voted for Trump in November opposed the violence that happened in the Capitol. President Trump tried his best to dial down on it by releasing a video last Thursday saying, "Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns on ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power." Now, unfortunately, he did a quick 180 once he got his Twitter access back. And right soon after, he posted, "The 75 million great American patriots who voted for me, America first, and America great again, will have a giant voice long into the future. This will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form. And to all those who asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th. So I guess Twitter was checking on him and finally decided to permanently suspend his personal account and announced the decision on their blog. After close review of recent tweets from the @RealDonaldTrump account and the context around them, specifically how they are being received and interpreted on and off of Twitter, we have permanently suspended the account due to the risk of further incitements of violence. Now that makes Twitter the second social media giant after Facebook to ban President Trump from their platforms. This is serious, guys. Now, if you ask me, I hope that you guys can join me in condemning this kind of violence, that happened recently. And, continue believing that, we do have problems in this country for sure, but, we should definitely kind of put an end to this kind of violence. What do you guys think? I would love to hear from you guys. Do you think that they should push for President Trump's impeachment? I would love to hear from you guys. Drop me a comment down below. Now, as for our $2,000 stimulus checks, though, President-elect Joe Biden has recently announced that he's working on a not 1, not 2, not 3, but a $4 trillion stimulus package that will include that $2,000 stimulus check. It will extend the unemployment insurance benefits and send millions of dollars in aid to city and state governments. The package will also include billions of dollars to improve vaccine distribution and tens of millions of dollars for schools, as well as rent forbearance and aid and assistance to small businesses, especially those in low-income communities. And this happened just yesterday with him saying, we need to provide more immediate relief for families and businesses now. The price tag will be high. The overwhelming consensus among leading economists, left, right, and center, is that in order to keep the economy from collapsing this year, much worse, we should be investing significant amounts of money right now. So it looks like they're trying to fast track this thing, guys, and as Biden has already promised more details next week. And yeah, you can bet who will definitely be listening in on that, you guys. So, I will definitely be posting a video giving you guys the latest and most accurate updates as soon as they come out. And I really encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so that you don't miss out as soon as I drop that new info. And if it were even possible, it looks like next week is going to be an even bigger week. And it's only the second week of 2021. Isn't that crazy? And speaking of more news to look forward to, the latest rental assistance program from another state is coming in spring, and that is Texas. Now, this program will let you cover up to 6 months. Yeah, that's 6 months of assistance for renters who have been hit hard by this pandemic. And well, who hasn't been hit hard by this pandemic, right? But anyway, guys, you can definitely check the details out in the description down below. It shows all the counties and, essentially everyone who's covered on that particular support. And there are more programs already available to almost everywhere in the United States. All you have to do is check out the links in the description down below. I've created a long list of details for all the different states that are offering support. And in the link from the National Low Income Housing Coalition, they also put together a massive list of resources. Just check out the link below and click on the map for the programs that are near you. And don't forget to let your friends and your family know about these programs that I've been sharing with you guys in this video. And of course, if you also know of a program that's near you, or for anyone for that matter, don't hesitate to drop me a comment down below. There are still lots of families that could definitely keep the lights on with you guys' help. And of course, it would also help me keep my own YouTube lights on if you could please like this video. I really appreciate that, you guys. It definitely helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And it's one of the reasons why I'm always smiling. You guys wonder how I manage to be on here almost every single day. It's really because you guys keep giving me the inspiration and the push to really, go out there and get the best, most accurate updates for you guys. So keep liking and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. I just want to thank you for everything that you guys have done so far, and everything that you will probably continue to do. So, I really appreciate it. And now, to show my thanks, I'm giving my best as well to let you in on the best, most practical personal finance know-how out there. And I've been teasing this video the whole week, and finally I can share how you can actually reach 10 million credit card points and travel the world on your credit card company's tab. And to prove my point, I share the story of a 34-year-old San Francisco-based entrepreneur and former Google employee, Chris Hutchins. He started playing the credit card points game in college, and more than a decade later, in 2019, he finally reached his dream of having more than 10 million points. So you might be wondering, what does he use all those freaking points on, right? Well, he's basically been traveling all around the world with his wife. He's been to Europe, India, Egypt, Japan, and even Bora Bora. That's that really cool place with all the little huts like in the water, and there's you can actually live right on the water. It's kind of crazy. They're made out of straw, really beautiful places. And he did this all using credit card points. Now, of course, this is a very extreme case where the average person has about 3 credit cards. Hutchins has 16 credit cards and a credit score of 817, while Amy also has several credit cards in her own name. Now, even though that this is an extreme case, that doesn't mean that we can't learn from these guys. Now, the first tip from Hutchins himself is pay your credit card bills on time and in full. We've discussed the high APR on rewards cards in our previous video. So, really, if you can avoid, that interest altogether and pay your card in full, that's definitely going to be the ideal situation. But working toward that goal is your first step. Check out my previous videos on the different methods of tackling that credit card debt. You got snowballing, you got the avalanche, you've got comparing APRs, you got balance transfer strategies, you got debt settlement. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get out of credit card debt. The last thing I want you to do is to ever feel stuck. There's always a way out. And the second tip for the credit card game is don't close your credit cards. I've heard so many times, oh, I just paid off my credit card and I closed the account. I'm like, no, don't do that. This seemingly very simple action literally tanks your credit score and takes you out of the running without even getting properly started. And of course, cards with annual fees are an exception here. According to Hutchins, he recommends that you downgrade to a no-fee card. You can also call your card issuer and ask for the fee to be waived. It won't always work, but it's definitely worth trying. And his final tip may be the trickiest. Don't overspend just to earn rewards. Hutchins urges cardholders to spend within their means and to avoid going overboard just to earn rewards. Overspending can lead to fall into debt, which causes you to incur high interest charges and hurt your credit score. He also points out if you go buy a bunch of stuff you don't need just to earn points, you're actually going to be behind. Now, I think that this goes without saying, but I think a lot of people don't really pay much attention to that. So I would say make sure you're not exceeding what you need to spend or what you want to spend just to earn more points. But always remember the bottom line. Will this debt pay me back more than what I put in? Never forget that, guys. Credit cards, they can definitely be your best friend if you know how to use them. And I'd love to hear back from you guys. If you guys have some credit card tips of your own, definitely feel free to share them in the comments down below. I'm just here if you have any questions for me, so definitely feel free to comment those down below as well. And I'll be sure to get back with you guys soon. I might even feature your question in a future video. So anyway, guys, that's all for the stimulus check update and stimulus package update. You got the call for President Trump's impeachment. You've got the new multi-trillion-dollar stimulus package that President-elect Joe Biden and his team are working on right now. And finally, the latest state to offer 6 months of rental assistance. And of course, If you haven't already, definitely like this video and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content. And be sure to check out the all new Matter YouTube channel. I swear it is super duper awesome. You should see like a big M either above me, over here, or below, whatever. Click the big M and subscribe to their channel, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.